What's going on, everybody? My name is Ben, and welcome back to the bench for another episode of our 1/48 scale Eduard Pfalz D.IIIa. Today we're going to jump in and we're going to start doing some priming, some painting, and do some part installation. So lots to do. Let's go ahead and get into it. So I've been doing a bit of research off camera, and even though I don't have a lot of books on this particular aircraft, I have been able to look through, and I actually picked out the instruction manual for the Wingnut Wings version of the Pfalz D.IIIa, and I've been using that as kind of a guide. And I've noticed there's actually some detail there that we don't have in the Eduard kit that I have on the Wingnut Wings instructions. So what we're going to try to do here is we're going to copy the Wingnut Wings instructions, and we're going to attempt to add in some angled details on the inside of the cockpit. And there's all these kind of what looks like to be seam lines, as if there were two pieces of wood butted up together, and they're all at an angle. Let me go ahead and show you guys what I'm looking at. And this is a Wingnut Wings instruction manual. If you zoom in, scroll down a little bit, you can see there are these details that extend from the back of the cockpit to the front of the nose. Now, I don't need to go to the front of the nose. You're not going to see that much there, but I do want to go ahead and add those in. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some scribers. I'm going to go ahead and grab my Dymo tape, and I'm going to go ahead and see what we can do. I'll probably space them out about 1.5 millimeters apart from each other. We're going to add those in very carefully, and we're going to see what we can do. So let's jump in there. Let's get to scribing. Let's see what we can do with our cockpit. While I'm in here, I'm also going to go ahead and remove the raised details next to the radiator. I can't find any reference that actually show those to be that prominent. So we're going to go ahead and bring them down and just use some files and whatnot. So let's get those out. We're going to go ahead and take that down and then prime with Mr. Surfacer. Now moving on to paint here, guys, we're going to be using some Tamiya XF76, and this is going to be our base color. Now I've seen a couple of different people talking about the cockpit being a wood grain color, which is what Eduard calls out. I've also seen people mention that it is a silver gray color, like the external coloring of the aircraft, with only this gray green being the structural detailing. But Wingnut Wings shows the entire inside painted in XF76. That's what we're going to go ahead and do. I trust Wingnut Wings a little bit more just because they seem to have put a lot of very meticulous research into their kit. We're just going to go with it. So let's go ahead and load up our airbrush. We're going to paint the base color on all the non-wood parts, and we're going to see how it goes. Let's keep it rolling. while that paint dries, I'm going to go ahead and pop over to the engine real quick here, and we're going to go ahead and construct the basic engine. We're going to put everything together, and I want to go ahead and then start doing some wires. Now, I mentioned I do a little bit of scratch building on the engine, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to add in some plug wires, one wire for each of the cylinders, and then we can come in and we can add some 0.3mm solder wire for those, and then hopefully that will add a bit of extra detail, and I won't have to do too much more because I don't think you're going to see it. But either way, it's going to be fun to do. Let's jump in there, let's build up our engine, and we'll add some wires. Now that the paint is dry there on the cockpit, we're going to turn our attention over to a little bit of weathering. And I want to try out some of the Tamiya Panaline accent washes. And I'm going to start with gray. I'm going to see how that looks. And if I like that, I'll continue to the rest of the cockpit. If I don't like that, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to black. A little bit more of a stark color contrast, and since it's going to be buried inside a very dark cockpit, I want to see what we can do with that and really pop those details. Already I can tell the gray isn't going to cut it, so blend it a little bit here, and yeah, I'm going to go ahead and switch over, I think, to black, drop it into each of our scribed lines and then around all the molded in details, and then we'll come back and we'll kind of blend it all together and get it looking a little bit more weathered. And to blend it, of course, we can use a cotton swab, soak up the excess, but also kind of move it around a little bit, fade it out here and there, just to give it a little bit more contrast. And yeah, I like that. It looks pretty cool. Now let's go ahead and take our base color of XF76 and add a little bit of just plain old Tamiya white. 2 parts base, 1 part white. Now we're going to go ahead and take our fine tip brush and we're going to take this lightened mixture and just trace it along each of the molded in details. So all the different structural components. That's going to give us, again, a little bit of highlighting. It's going to add a bit of contrast. And I'm hoping when you look down into the cockpit, once it's all buttoned up, you're going to notice this a little bit more than if I hadn't done it. And who knows if it's going to work, but it's fun trying it. So might as well give it a shot. Just go ahead and trace it around all of the structural detailing. Then we'll move on, and hopefully this will be enough to give it a bit of contrast. Now, the last thing I want to go ahead and try here is a wood grain effect. Now, I don't do this very often. I might have done this maybe 3 times. I did go ahead and airbrush over certain areas with a buff color, and that's where we're going to go ahead and then apply an oil paint on top of that. A stiff brush and go over a couple of my parts, try to add in that wood grain texture. And I don't know how this is going to look, but the good thing is that this part right here is hidden completely by the engine and by the fuselage, so you're not going to really see it. So I can kind of mess around with it and try different things. And if I like it, I can move on to the other sections. Luckily for me, there's only a couple of areas that are going to take this wood grain effect, and the rest of it is basically painted. So I think we're going to be okay. Just a little bit here and there to add in a bit of interest, and we'll see how it goes. We'll do the exact same thing here on the cockpit floor, just going ahead and taking my stiff brush, taking that oil paint, and just streaking it here along the cockpit floor. If it doesn't work, I can just wipe it off and try something different, but I want to see if we can get this to actually look the part. And finally, let's go ahead and try the propeller. Now this I'm not too sure about if I like this particular technique for the propeller. I might need to come in and kind of do something a bit different, but I thought I would go ahead and try this out just to see if it actually works. It doesn't look bad, it just doesn't necessarily have the same look as I've seen in pictures. So I might want to go ahead, since this is more noticeable, maybe come back a bit later and try something new. But let's finish off the rest of it and just move on from there. So for our last time lapse of the episode, let's go ahead and start assembling the cockpit. We have a lot of parts and details we need to go ahead and glue together, and a little bit of touch-up painting here and there. Plus we have a couple of decals we need to go ahead and place on for some gauges. So let's get in there. Let's go ahead and attempt to see what we can do with the last bit of cockpit. Is put all the parts in there that we can, finish off the engine, and then get everything gloss coated to seal all the paint. We're almost through. Let's push on. And with that, guys, we are done for today. We've done a lot of work here on the Pfalz D.IIIa, and I actually really like how this is turning out. I've got everything gloss coated, so it is very shiny right now, but we'll rectify that on the next episode. But if you go ahead and put the fuselage together just to get an idea of what you actually see in that cockpit, you do end up noticing the very tops of all of those scribed panel lines. That's exactly what I wanted to do, just to give it a little bit of an impression of there being something there. Let's get you a real quick close-up here and you can see some of the details. Now remember, it is glossy. I think I'd go either matte or maybe a semi-gloss, but this is basically all the parts glued into place. We do have our decals for our different gauges in there, and I think, yeah, this is good enough for what I've got going on. You're not going to see a whole lot of that in there, but like I said, when you close the fuselage parts together, you do see a little bit of it, and that's exactly what I wanted. Now the cockpit floor itself is not too bad. We have one gauge right there. We have another gauge coming out from between, I think, the ammo holders for the guns. And then we have our rudder pedals and our control stick. Everything else looks fine. I'm very happy with that. Though I'm not happy with the propeller blade. It doesn't look exactly like I want it to, so I might just clean it off and maybe next episode I'll try something different. Not too bad. It's just not exactly the look I was going for. And then the engine, as you can see here, we did do a lot of detail painting here. We've got that pipe that has to be touched up just a little bit, but I think it's good for what we've got. Again, when you put it into the aircraft, you're going to just see the basic tops of each of the cylinders and then the piping coming off, so you're really not going to see a whole lot anyway. Still though, you will see a little bit of the red piping and you will get a glimpse of all the different wires, so I think I'm okay with it. And then of course, as I mentioned before, we did remove that raised paneling right there, which I guess was supposed to be kind of a gravity fuel tank, but I didn't see it on any references, so we removed it. I saw another builder online actually do the same thing, so I thought we'd go ahead and follow his lead and we'll just take it off. So this is fine. We're going to go ahead and leave it as is, maybe clean it up just a tiny bit more, But for the most part, yeah, we're looking good. So that's it, guys. We have done quite a bit of work today. The cockpit is more or less finished, except for a little bit of some matte coat over different areas. And I think, yeah, next episode we can come back, we can glue everything together, and I think we'll be in a really good position to go ahead and start working on the rest of the aircraft. So until our next episode, you know the drill. Go out there, get yourself some bench time, have some fun, build something cool. We'll see you back here on episode 3 for more of the 1/48 scale Pfalz D.IIIa by Edward. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you soon.